But to my father, man, to family, to everybody that loses something like this, it's almost like a funeral. Like you lost someone.
30, 40 years of memories.
30, 40 years of memories. Series about the real and real estate. None of this Instagram, hi, I'm on a cell phone. I want people to tell us their wins, their losses, when they filed for bankruptcy, when they had the water shut down on them, they couldn't get the money, they had to wait for this closing delays. Those are the type of things. Listen, we're all about positive energy here. We all want everybody to win, but we don't want people to make the same mistakes that we make. You're gonna see some big wins, you're gonna see some big losses. Just get ready. Grab a notebook, take some notes, and let's win. The real and real estate. This is Jonathan DePina at the Real and Real Estate. Doesn't get any realer than this. What you see behind me is 30 years. 30 years I spent living here. And now take a look at it. This is my father's blood, sweat, and tears put into this house. I'm bringing along my public adjuster, Billy Europa from Action Public Adjusters. And we're about to tell you the truth behind this and what you should do when you get in a situation like this. Let's go. Oh, yeah, he's already shooting. What's going on, fellas? We got Action Public Adjusters here. We're about to start on the first floor. This house is a total loss. Now, if you look at this first floor, they were. Billy, you got the guns. Come on, man. The guy's all big for nothing. Look at this. Oh. So don't get any realer than this, what you're seeing right here. This is somebody's life. This is total loss. All the hard work my father put into this house, man. This is what you got left.
If we go back into this room right here on the left, this is where the fire started. What happens with these older homes is that if you take a look at the exterior wall over there, there's no fire stops in between the walls. So they'll go from floor to floor to floor.
This started off with a PlayStation
controller. The wireless one, the fire
wireless code. The wireless one, the lithium battery. Might not have said that right, but you know what I'm talking about. Exploded and shot and blew out through the window and went to the next door neighbors. These houses are built on top of each other. So luckily it was not a bad day and it didn't turn into a disaster where the other house would have caught on fire. But this actually used to be my room growing up as a kid.
This is your room?
Yeah, this used to be my bedroom growing up as a kid. And this is where it all started. So it's crazy looking at this and just looking at the memories, but so this is a 3-family, so we got 3 units. It's actually a 4-family.
4-unit with a bump out in the back.
Yep.
Fire started, obviously. You go downstairs, it runs up to that exterior wall. What happens sometimes is too, it looks like it'll skip a floor.
So this floor right here actually got skipped. They were able to take out some clothes. We were able to do some dry cleaning for them, get their clothes out. They actually come back, pick up some pictures. They can get some stuff that they left over here.
All the memorable stuff. Absolutely. It's more or less water damage on this floor.
So how does a fire skip a whole entire floor?
It's honestly the framing. If there's no stop, sometimes it'll go up. You know, it's not the first time we've seen it.
You see it out the window downstairs, the wind starts blowing, it skips a second after the third.
But still significant damage. I mean, still water coming down. Everything is a total loss. If we come over here,
that's from all the fire hoses, all the water working its way through.
You take a look at the lights are all filled with water.
Oh, you filled the bump out right here. Oh, yeah. And these are solid hardwood floors. My father didn't skip no corner. And this is actually popping up like it's laminate. Wow, this is crazy. So the fire started in the first floor, skipped the second floor, mostly water damage here.
Correct.
But total loss.
Yeah. Right. So everything still needs to be demoed down.
Demoed down.
The house doesn't need to come down.
But what do you do as a public adjuster when you get into a situation where your house just caught on fire the first day?
First things first, when a fire happens, everyone's, in dismay, dismantle of what's going on, and nobody really knows what to do. A loss this size, a fire, first things first, you need to get the property secured. Policyholder, it's your due diligence to protect the property from any further damage. So say after the fire's out, everyone's gone, the cops, the firefighters, and it's just you and your family. You don't want anyone coming back in here and getting hurt. That's the most important thing, and you did everything you were supposed to do to abide by the policy and make sure that you're following everything. Following that, if you do decide to hire a public insurance adjuster, he'll facilitate the board up. If there's any winterization, we'll then get the claim called in and facilitate setting up meetings with your adjuster, cause and origin, and formulating all those building estimates and personal property estimates to present to the insurance company.
As being a homeowner, something like this happens, where I got the phone call, I literally reversed in the middle of 95.
Yep.
Came flying down here. My father is like, he's
a mess.
He's a mess.
You know?
Everybody's a mess. Nobody has time to talk and want to really get on the phone the next day to board up this building, to do this, to do that, to handle all of that stuff. Because look, you got families that you have to worry about. You got a 4-unit family. I had 4 different families. These people came in here with nothing. Everybody in this house was family to my father.
Yeah.
So I felt like I had to do something. So what I did is I did a GoFundMe page, which has been huge for the tenants in the house, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
They each got about $3,500, was able to get themselves on their feet.
Yeah.
Was able to get apartments rented out, everything like that, to a point where they felt like they didn't even need anything here because they got furniture delivered, everything. So that's the good thing.
What's so very important too is that a lot of tenants, probably 90% of the tenants that we deal with, the homeowner, don't have renter's insurance.
Probably 90% of the tenants that we deal with, the homeowner, don't have renter's insurance.
That's huge.
That is huge. Because
Why?
I don't know. It's so cheap. It's literally, you can get it for $10, $12 a month.
Yep.
And the renter's insurance will cover all the tenant's personal property
Yep.
in the house, because the homeowner's insurance doesn't cover that.
Yep.
It also provides loss of use, so they can put them into a hotel,
Exactly.
a temporary house, so they're not just on the street.
No, definitely.
You know what I
And
mean?
it was sad. It was sad. It literally, I had a family outside here, 5 in the morning. They were here at 5 in the morning. They went from one family house.
Yeah.
They were like, I can't take you in. They shouldn't be put in that predicament. I know we got Red Cross, we got all of that, but I didn't want to imagine dealing with that, then dealing with insurance adjusters, then dealing with this, then dealing with the insurance companies. I had to
It's a whole job in
fire. It's
itself.
like a whole job. Like, yo, honestly, you took a lot of relief off me and my family, and I appreciate that. That's why
Thank you.
there's no dollar that I don't care if you make whatever you guys charge is well worth it, because at the end of the day, it's peace of mind, man, and it took a lot of stress off me. Right?
Absolutely.
And I know for a fact that you guys are going and battling these insurance companies.
That's what it is too, is that the insurance companies, they're not gonna screw you over, but they're not gonna pay you for everything that they should. It's a perfect example. If you have like shingles underneath the vinyl, okay, the insurance company is gonna pay just to replace the vinyl. They're gonna try to skip over the disposal of the shingles.
Yeah.
Billy and I will get you paid to dispose of the shingles along with the vinyl, and then replace, the vinyl itself. obviously.
No one insured ever reads their insurance policy, and there's so many stipulations or endorsements that are within that policy that not a regular person is going to read. It's our job to go through that policy and find those things that we can help maximize your claim to make sure that you get paid for everything you're entitled to get paid for. The insurance company uses their own professional. It's your job to present the loss to the insurance company.
You hit it right now. The insurance company has their own attorneys, has their own adjusters that go out there, and somebody like me that comes, I don't know what the cost of this is going to be.
You have no
I don't
idea.
want to. The first thing is first. I don't want to. This contract is coming out the
Woodworks, yeah.
Like they were like I want to put all that on the table and leave that into somebody else's hands. And that's why, honestly, I think a public adjuster, if you don't have one, when you're in a case of from roof damage, wind damage, or any damages at your house, you have to hire a public adjuster because they're gonna have your best interest.
Yeah, by letting the insurance company come out and basically present the loss to themselves, you're letting them double broker the deal.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And
you want your own representative that's going to look out for your best interests.
And look, you guys won't have to say, but I'm gonna say they get incentives to make sure that they write up lower claims. You don't have to say that. I'll say it for you guys.
Listen.
I'm just keeping it real. There's an incentive trade on everything you do. If you go to a job site and you're having, if there's a big fucking hurricane that comes by here, and we have roof jobs, and if you guys could keep that budget to a certain budget, the insurance guys, they're gonna get an incentive. They're gonna get a bonus. Dealing with a public adjuster ain't gonna allow that to happen. They're gonna make sure they're giving you for every nail, for every screw, so you're not getting to the point that you're doing a half-ass job because you got half-ass
All the
money.
man hours,
from-
supervision
yeah,
hours,
exactly.
things you wouldn't even think of, we include in our investment.
Nobody wants to get into a situation like this. You pay all this. My father had the best insurance policy.
Paid it for 30
Yeah,
years.
paid it for 30 years.
Finally, when something happens, they don't want to pay out.
We don't want that to happen and not give us enough, right? Not give us enough to do what we have to do. Like, I gotta rebuild this house. Just being in this situation, it's like, what the fuck was I gonna do when this happened? I was like, damn. And at first I was like, yo, do I go with a public adjuster? Because I'm in the business, right?
Yeah.
I know the contractors, I know this,
You
I
deal
know
with
that.
property, I mean,
But-
you know what you're doing.
Yeah, but at the
And
end
a
of
lot
the
of people think that they can handle a loss until they get halfway through it, or it's the ninth inning.
And now
they want to call someone in to help them. And at that point, it's so difficult to try to get, an adjuster to move, certain numbers. You come in with you want to come in with the big number right away. You want to come in with what you're supposed to get paid for. They're not always going to come out and say, listen, let me, not that you're getting overpaid, but getting indemnified, getting paid for what was there.
They're not going to give you extra money if they don't have to. Like Billy was saying too, you have endorsements, you have things like that. If you reach policy limits on your insurance policy, you have an extra 5% in debris removal. That's huge because you got $400,000 or $500,000 on your house in coverage. That's another 25 grand that could pay for some of the demo or could pay to knock the house down. So you're not using your rebuild money.
And Jonathan, as you know, the first 2 weeks are the most important weeks.
Exactly.
Of getting those estimates prepared, setting up your dad for somewhere to stay, and it's sitting down and explaining to him what his coverages are. And what else he's entitled to. As we talked about, you didn't even know he was entitled to all the loss of rental income.
Exactly.
You didn't know
Nobody
that.
would
Your
know
father
that,
didn't
no.
know that. And
And when you're gonna know that, no one's not gonna tell you, or is your father living somewhere, or what's he doing? And no one ain't that.
Yeah,
I'm
does he have
glad.
leases? Does
I'm
he
glad.
claim it, this,
Honestly,
that?
when you get into a certain situation, anything with your house, make sure you hire a public adjuster to represent you. Just like you hire a lawyer when you get into a car accident, just like you hire an attorney when you do your closings, just like you hire a bank to get your financing. It all comes together. And we're gonna keep walking through this house. We're gonna keep showing you the fire damage and the memories that I have lost, but the things that they're helping out. And I want them to kind of go over what they're doing right now with the public, with the insurance adjusters and the estimates and the fire inspections and all that stuff. So this is the third floor / attic sunroof, pretty much now. But this is where the fire skipped the second floor and went straight to the third. I haven't seen this yet.
So third floor, you'll see too as a couple days goes by, the ceilings will start to fall from all the weight of the water from the hoses. I mean, they probably, God knows how many thousands of gallons they sprayed in here.
We'll take a look back here. You can actually see the roof. It's wide open. The floor joists are starting to cave in on itself over here. Wow. Take a look back here.
What's the easiest out here?
So what
Now, if these people had renter's insurance, we could come in and we would document all their personal property, the TV, just everything. The shoebox, if there were shoes in it, even this plastic container, it's all has a dollar value. It's all things that someone bought at some time. And we get you paid the replacement cost, what it's gonna cost to replace it today, including the sales tax. Anything you could think of, a hair elastic, a toothbrush, it's all stuff that someone
Renter
bought at
insurance
some
is
time.
how much?
For the year, you could probably, for the years,
$300.
if that, and you get about $30,000 worth of personal property coverage. Plus, they get loss of use coverage too. They'll put them up to go stay somewhere.
Hotel or another
You know,
rental
while
house.
until they figure it out. It's ruined and you're entitled to get paid for it.
How good is it? How good do you think this wine is?
Definitely for that.
Holy shit! They didn't pop though. Come on, solid guys. That's crazy.
Head up over here.
This is the attic. Like when I tell you, my father finished every corner of this house. He finished everything.
Actually, if you, I mean, it's tough to walk back there now, but
You can take some steps back.
I walked back in the middle. He actually put a bathroom up there.
Exactly. We finished the bathroom, newspapers of highlights of my football career, basketball career. It was very short, but it was good. Our all hair.
Look at this.
This is crazy.
Yeah. Careful over there, because that floor goes in.
Yeah.
I want to go too much further, but right there is
Right
actually
there it goes in.
he put a bathroom in over there.
Wow. Does it get any realer than this, baby? Real in real estate. Shooting today.
But the most important thing, Jonathan, and we always say it, Everyone got out okay, and this can all be rebuilt.
Yep.
It's the most important thing.
Wow, this is crazy. But to my father, man, to family, to everybody that loses something like this, it's almost like a funeral. You lost someone.
It's
Yeah,
30,
it's
40
sad.
years of memories.
30, 40 years of memories.
Besides your family, your home is one of your biggest investments and your
Exactly.
most important thing in your life.
You gotta secure it.
Absolutely. Those are pencils holding it up right now.
Huh?
Those are pencils holding toothpicks.
Yeah, literally.
There's
That
not
one
much
snapped
holding
right
them
here.
up.
You can see it. Right
Thank
up
you.
there.
Those
It's
go on.
completely separated. This is extreme.
Oh, yeah.
This is crazy. Hey, so where do we go from here, guys? Like, we got all of this.
Well, we did our building estimate.
Yep.
We use the industry standard Exactimate. That's what the insurance companies use. So the adjuster has that. It'll take them probably 3 or 4 weeks to get their estimate together. They'll send it over to Billy and I. Billy and I will go back and forth line by line, seeing where they skimped out, and negotiate out the claim, negotiate out the best settlement for you guys. We do the same thing with the personal property for your father, because he was covered as a homeowner. We did an inventory list here.
Yep.
We'll go through line by line as soon as the insurance company has theirs ready, and we'll negotiate out the best settlement on the personal property side also. It'll take a process though. Like a claim like this, a large loss, takes between 45 to 120 days.
Just on the adjustment.
Just
We're
on
not
the
talking construction or anything
Yeah,
like
the
that.
construction part, we're gonna
Probably,
rebuild this, build this better. We're gonna come back better,
It's
stronger.
beautiful. Oh, you have a brand new beautiful
Yeah,
house.
exactly.
You know?
Exactly. And that's what people don't forget, that everything is gonna get rebuilt again. Everything's gonna come back. Memories are lost, but everything's still here. We're still in the same location, and that's what real estate's about. Make over the houses all the time.
Exactly.
Go through tragedy like this, you gotta kind of make the best out of it and keep everybody's spirits that we're coming back stronger.
It can be almost a blessing in disguise, because your father will have a brand new house, the nicest house on the street.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
The value of it will go up significantly,
Yep.
as you know.
So I'm gonna leave you guys off like this. Any fire damage, anything that happens to your property that's covered through your insurance, don't make that phone call. Make it to your adjuster first. Let them handle it. Let the professionals do what the professionals do. And the biggest thing I gotta say to all my renters, get renter's insurance. It's very important. In a situation like this, you will lose everything. And if you have a tenant that tells you to go fuck yourself, you ain't got shit. You ain't gonna get shit.
You're not responsible as a homeowner. You don't have to pay for that stuff. They can't sue you. The only thing you have to do as a homeowner is give them a prorated amount of their rent back, okay, in their security deposit. And that's it. Yep.